Look at what the Holy Ghost said. He said there are two types of prayer. He just told me now. I didn't study it, but I think it conforms to scriptures. That there are prayer requests, but there are prayer investments. Is somebody listening to me? There are prayer requests and there are prayer investments. Do you know that? And let me tell you, by the authority of God, some of us are what we are because of prayer investments that were made even before we came. Listen to what the Holy Ghost is saying now. That one of the greatest investments you can give for your generations to come is a prayer investment. That you can invest so much of prayer. Oh God. Listen, the Holy Ghost is saying that, do you know that prayer has two types of powers? In addition to all the powers it has, first, it has a constraining power. Constraint means you refuse a person to do certain things. And prayer also has a compelling power. Compelling power means it pushes people to do certain things. That there's a way you can make prayer investments, and that prayer investment will carry the form of, first, a constraining power. So even if a child is born in your generation that want to be a drug addict, because you have made prayer investments, are you getting me? The appetite for weed, the appetite for wee will be constrained by prayer power. Do you understand what I mean? Even if there is a tendency for somebody in my generation to be a prostitute, because Emmanuel Bauer prayed, so that prayer goes ahead. Listen, oh man, I don't know, too many windows are opening. Follow if you are getting what you are saying tonight. That you are a baby Christian if you only end up prayer requests. You are a baby Christian if you only end mature believers. They progress from prayer requests to prayer what? Investments. So even if there's a tendency for a girl in my generation to be a prostitute, because I have made prayer investments, so look at what it does. It constrains her. Even when the desire is there, she cannot desire what she wants to desire. Do you understand that kind of situation? She cannot. You are a constraining force because of prayer investments. And then secondly, it has a compelling force. Even if a child in my generation doesn't want to serve the God I serve, there is a push. Prayer will do and push him into it, and the guy will begin to fulfill purpose. Lift up your voice and begin to make prayer investments. Begin to make prayer investments in your generation. Oh Jesus. Now listen. There's a river that is flowing already. Listen to what the Holy Ghost just told me. He said, you see, some of you that don't want to make prayer investments, you will be wicked. And I said, why? That some of you that don't want to make prayer investment, that you are wicked. And I said, why, Lord? He said, because some of you are benefiting. You are benefiting from the prayer investments that were made concerning your life. Why don't you want to do to others what was done to you? Why don't you want to make prayer investment and decide the kinds of generation you want to see on earth? So listen. I wish you get this thing in your spirit, because my time is just running. Now listen to the next thing the Holy Ghost told me now. He said, believers can decide on earth the kinds of people that will live by prayer investments. Believers can decide the kinds of people to exist on earth by prayer investments. Now when you invest much of prayer, he invests prayers, I invest prayer, he invests, you invest, and all of us carry generation, then we can predict the kind of people to exist even long after we are dead. That we are generation deciders. We are generation deciders. So what kind of people do you want to see on earth? Decide from your generation. If he decides and I decide and you decide and we have 50 generations tonight that are being decided by us, tell me the kind of people that will exist. Lord, I pray tonight, I make prayer in